I want to share with you a question I was asked to him because he had a meeting. Obviously, he did the meeting this weekend and he took a lot of questions. And at the end, he talked about the fact that he was retiring. So again, we're gonna do that on a completely different segment. But this was the question I was asked to him, and I thought that it would be good to start the show off with. Check it out.
This question comes from Jessica Poon, who says, you've long been a strong believer in the American tailwind and the resilience of the United States, and history has proven you correct. Today, the U.S. appears to be undergoing significant and potentially revolutionary changes. Some investors are now questioning the concept of American exceptionalism. In your view, are investors being overly pessimistic about the U.S. economy, or is the country indeed entering a period of fundamental change that requires a reassessment from a new perspective?
Well, I would say that Jessica, who I believe it sounds as if she is the step-granddaughter of one of our managers that I mentioned in the annual report, may not be the same one. But in any event, America's been in significant and revolutionary change really ever since it was developed. I mentioned that, we started out as an agricultural society. We started out as a society with high promises, and we didn't deliver on it very well. We said all men were created equal, and then we wrote a constitution that said blacks get counted as 3/5, and in Article 2 you'll find male pronouns used 20 times and no female pronouns used. So, it took till 2000. 1920, I should say, till the 19th Amendment was passed, saying, "Oh yeah, we promised the women this back in 1776, and now we'll do something about it." And then we didn't do something about it for a long time. So we're always in the process of change. We'll always find all kinds of things to criticize in the country, but the luckiest day in my life is the day I was born. Because I was born in the United States, and at the time, about 3% of all the births in the world were taking place in the United States. And I'd like to say that I had something to do, so sent messages out to my parents, for God's sakes, moved to the United States before I was born or anything. But I was just lucky. And I was lucky to be born male. I was lucky to be born white. And I was like all kinds of things. But if you don't think the United States has changed since I was born in 1930, we've gone through all kinds of things. And we've gone through great recessions. We've gone through world wars. We've gone through the development of an atomic bomb that we never dreamt of, at the time I was born. So I would not get discouraged about the fact that it doesn't look like we've solved every problem that's come along. And if I were being born today, I would just keep negotiating in the womb until they said you can be in the United States. So we're all pretty lucky.
And I wanted to start the show off with that, right? Because we all have problems, right? And we all have issues, and we all have things that we deal with on a daily basis. And I was telling somebody over the weekend, I just want to live a good life. 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 And it kind of mimics, I'll tell you where I stole that from. And it's a simple statement, but I'll tell you exactly where I stole it from. I stole it from Mika. Shout out to my Mika. I stole it from Mika. And I asked Mika a question one time on After Hours, and I said, Mika, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Because I was asking everybody on the panel, and sometimes I have these introspective moments where I'm kind of sort of asking people what it is that they want and what they're looking for and what life is like. And I think we were talking about relationships or providers or whatever like that, and the dynamics of men with women or something like that. But whatever it is, I asked Mika and I said, hey, what do you want out of life? And I asked everybody else, but Mika's answer truly stuck with me. And Mika sat there and she's really, really good. Let me give her flowers right now because I know that I say I appreciate people and everybody that works with me and everybody that holds me down. But she sat there and she thought about it for a moment and she said, she always thinks first before she speaks. And she said, Anton, I just want to live a good life. I just really want to live a good life. And at the time, it was like, oh, okay. Oh, I feel you. But I couldn't shake what she was saying. And it just kept replaying over and over. And that was months ago. That was probably 2 or 3 months ago. And today and over the weekend, it kept replaying in my head and it kept replaying in my head. It kept replaying in my head. And somebody was telling me something about something that was meaningless and it was asking me a question that completely wasn't even relevant to anything. And I told him, I said, listen, in the grand scheme of things, if you think about the things that you were concerned about last year, can you tell me what they were? And they said, no, I don't even remember what it was. And I said, exactly. It doesn't mean anything, does it? And I often tell you guys this piece of advice. And I said, listen, for the people that are in my life, I focus 98, 99% of my energy, my life force, because your life force is the thing that is draining or gaining as you are an adolescent and you continue to grow and you get into your teens and in your 20s, you're developing. Your life force is growing. But then as you hit your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and you start to hit your mid-age, midlife, or whatever, so on and so forth, and that's why they call it a midlife crisis, your life force is draining every day, and life becomes more meaningful to some people that start to truly pay attention to the things that they interact with on a daily basis. So when I meet people, when I interact with people, I'm truly immersed in what's going on at that moment. But then at the same time, I'm very careful with who I give my energy to, because that emotion, that arguing, the things that you guys complain about on a daily basis, your life force is being drained. And if we have a finite amount of time, I watched the movie Time a while ago and I earmarked it because I actually want to rewatch it again. And there's some things that I need to watch so that I remind myself what my goal is and why I need to stay the course. Is it worth it? Is the argument worth it? Is the anger worth it? Is the high blood pressure worth it? Is the things that, or the people that you interact with, or the discussions that you have on a daily basis, is it worth it? And the luckiest thing that ever happened to me in my life, because it is part luck, right? What you do once you get those cards, what you do once you dealt that hand, that's really what life is about. It's about the ups, the downs, the emotions, the decisions that you make on a daily basis. But the biggest blessing that has ever happened to me in my life is being born in 1982 in the United States of America in Detroit, Michigan. Because God knows I could have been born in any other era or in any other country or somewhere else, and I just so happen. Because a lot of y'all will say, well, I'm not rich, Anton, or well, I'm not this, or I'm not that. And it's always a complaint, and it doesn't matter where you are in life, and it don't matter how it is that you've been blessed and what opportunities that you have. Okay, so you was born in a hood, but you was born in the United States of America. You could have been born in Mumbai. You could have been born in Sudan. You could have been born in Cambodia. You could have been born in Ghana. You could have been born in the places that people are dying every day to get over here to be at. And so you won the lottery. You was born in the 21st century. You was born in this era right here, right now, and everything that we sit here and whine about when we could be enjoying the people that surround us. You can be enjoying your moments. You could be truly immersed in the things that you're doing on a daily basis. We all got to work. We all got to grind. We all got to hustle. But it's the attitude that we have that then gives us our vigor. It's the things that we deal with on a daily basis. And, I know content creators, for example. It was one that has been talking about me over the last couple of weeks, and somebody texted me, and I wasn't aware of it until I seen it, and I seen the date that they posted it. And it was a content creator that's really dusty. I mean, and he's really hit the wall. He's hit the wall. Content-wise, he's hit the wall. With his life, a lot of these people are unhappy with who they are and the things that they deal with, and Somebody sent me a video of them getting beat up a while ago and stuff like that. And I said, it's unfortunate because their life force is being drained, focused on things that other people talk about negatively 100% of the time, right? And so I play around with it a little bit, and I, interacted on Instagram a little bit and so on and so forth. And so I reposted some stuff. But my point is that it's the same point that I was making to the person that I was having a conversation with over the weekend. And I said, I just want to live a good life. When it's all said and done, my legacy is going to be my legacy. The things that I do on this earth, hopefully it leaves the earth in a better space had I not been here. However, I just want to live a good life. I genuinely want to live a good life. That's it. That's it. That's all I care about. And so I am not at any point, and that's why I was kind of conflicted, because the things that I was concerning myself with over the weekend, I kept hearing Mika's statement in my head, and her voice in my head said, I just want to live a good life. I just want to live a good life. So when I woke up this morning, I was thinking to myself, man, I got a flight that I had booked to somewhere. I'm not going to tell y'all where it is yet. I got a flight that I had booked to somewhere on Wednesday night. And I was thinking about canceling it, and I'm still strongly considering canceling it. And by the end of the show, I'll probably have my answer, because I asked God to always give me some insight, some understanding, a sign on what I should do, because just conflicted about where I want to go, what I want to do, how life then hits me and stuff like that. But again, the fact of the matter is, I just want to live a good life. And in order for me to do that, in order for you to do that, you're going to have to stay the course. You have to stay the course. You can't get distracted. You can't keep letting society and people and culture and negative Nancy's and people around you distract you with things that's not meaningful to your life and for your life. Warren Buffett is 94 years old. 94 years old. He left it all on the table. Every day he put in that work. He grind, he hustled, he lived a good life. He drunk his Cokes and he ate his burgers or whatever it is that he wanted. And he's living a long 94. Charlie Munger, who was his partner in crime, passed away recently. And now Warren Buffett is saying that he want to step down. And that hit me, It just hits me, because I realized that one day we're all going to get old. It's crazy to think about. We're all going to get old one day. And the things that you do right now is more meaningful every single day. I live it all. I live it all. I truly do. I truly do. We didn't do the event on Sunday. They wound up canceling because they had some other things that happened, some life events happen. So I didn't wind up doing the event on Sunday. But that's why I didn't post it on my social media for people to purchase tickets and stuff like that. But I do truly, is it worth it? Every interaction at 43 years old today, I contemplate the decision that I'm going to make that day, at that moment. Is it worth it for me to do it? And if yes, I go full-fledged. If no, I completely stay away from it. And I stay the course. We're going to run up a bag. We're going to make a lot of money. We're going to have a lot of fun. I can't wait to meet y'all at the Patreon meetup. And life is good. And the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me is being born right here, right now in the United States of America, because we hit the lottery. Now, what you do with that opportunity is up to you. Are you going to waste it? You're going to sit here and complain? You're going to run in the Victim Olympics? You're going to blame the white man again? I mean, I don't care if you was born into us. Being born in the United States of America is being born in a privilege, in my opinion. That is the privilege, is being born in the United States. If you are born today, if you were born anytime after the 60s, the 50s, anytime after the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, if you were born anytime after the 50s in the United States of America, I don't care what color you are, what age you are, you won. You won. That is your privilege. So all of this other stuff that we keep getting distracted from, that's to take you away from your purpose and distract you from staying the course. It's a distraction. That's my opinion, anyways. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.